Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Dr. Dhaka, we can hear you.
Okay, dear friends, a very good morning to one and all. Warm greetings from the Indian National Young Academy of Science in India. Let me first congratulate Sri Lankan Academy of Young Scientists for organizing such a very important conference. And I also thank President and organizing team members for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to talk about INEAS and its contribution in national development during this annual conference. So as you know, I represent here the Indian National Young Academy of Sciences, in short INEAS, which is only recognized academy for young scientists in India and was founded by INSA, our parent academy, in 2015. INEAS expands across the nation, accommodating a total of 100 plus current members and 45 alumni members representing the regional, cultural, and ideological diversities in the cluster. I also want to mention that our membership is only for 5 years. So every year, around 20-25 new members are inducted to INEAS and around the same number become alumni. So as name suggests, the academy will always have a group of young and dynamic members. In fact, I'm happy to share that in 2023 membership drive, we included 18 new institute representation in our membership, and this provides a representative platform from varying disciplines across the country. I'm sure we all would agree that young scientists are the one who play an important role in development of science and technology, and that itself means the contribution in nation building. In scientific domain, though I am not generalizing, but considering different factors, the most productive as well as challenging age is when we are in 40s. Indian National Young Academy of Science resonates itself with the changing demand and priorities of the world. The diversification in INEAS empowered us to undertake science outreach activities, conducting conferences and symposium, and public interactive sessions across the nation by breaking the language as well as the geographical barriers. The newsletters and reports published by us are also translated in few regional languages for better reach to the general society. Our academy aims to maintain a healthy gender ratio to promote representation of women in science. And I'm happy to share that in my current core committee team, we have about 55% of representation from female INEAS members. INEAS members are leaving no stone unturned in attaining achievements and recognitions both nationally and globally through their research contribution in science. From being the part of various global discussions to featuring in publications and articles, also different awards, these all add feathers to the cap. Let me give you some details of our activities, how we are contributing. Our last year's annual general body meeting was organized, unfortunately, in online mode due to pandemic, as we all know. And the event was graced by the presence of Nobel laureate, principal scientific advisor to the government of India, member of Niti Aayog, INSA vice president, secretary, Department of Science and Technology, SERB, and with other guests of honors, having public lectures, panel discussion on various important topics. After the advent of liberalization and industrialization, authorities worldwide recognize the importance of combining science and society. INEAS established itself as the torch bearer of scientific propagation and outreach. So by conducting events such that rural science education utility program, women in scientific domain, post PhD research, academia and industry opportunities, opportunities in science, journalism, grant writing, networking, etc. And also we conduct focused workshop named Karyasala. We conduct competitions like Sarans, which is where PhD students can present their thesis outcome in 3 minutes to the common society. Our Sai Art competition, scientist academies are also part of, and many regional science camps. So INEAS contributes in its share in accelerating the UN SDGs in scientific realm by emphasizing on quality education, gender equality, industry innovation and infrastructure, and many more. To celebrate the International Year of Basic Science for Sustainable Development last year and 75th year of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in India, INEAS, in collaboration with Bhabha Atomic Research Center and Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, organized a 3 day technical symposium on basic science and technology for sustainable development during September 2022. And in this event was graced by Dr. R. Chidambaram, a former principal scientific advisor to Government of India and former chairman of Atomic Energy Commission. We covered many important topics like energy harvesting and storage, innovation in healthcare, food and water for future, advances in agriculture science, bio-nanotechnology, biomaterials, balancing environmental challenges with green chemistry, artificial intelligence, machine learning, mega science facilities, science policy, startup, industry partnership, etc. The index of national development depends also upon the inclusivity of the women and marginalized section of society into the mainstream. INEAS contributes its share by administrating women-centric programs through lectures, activities, and spreading awareness about career opportunities under flagship event called Wisdom, Women in Science Domain. To acknowledge the research work undertaken by pioneering women, INEAS launched We the Scientists. So that was a compendium. First time we launched last year, Women in INEAS. Fondly we call WINEAS. To establish homogeneity in socio-economic front, INEAS coordinates and promotes science outreach activities aiming at the rural area of India through events like RU Setup, as I mentioned, scientific visits, demonstrations, lecture series, and interactive sessions that help students from rural area of India. And we try to always focus on 5 E's, so that 5 E's are education, in education. So engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Promotion of interdisciplinary and intergenerational collaboration through national and international networking by organizing seminar conferences and inviting guests to deliver subject-specific lectures from the world platform. In this, I would like to emphasize that last year, in fact, last 3 years, we are organizing a conference called National Frontiers of Science. And in last year's event, we actually covered many important focus topics like women in leadership, chemical technology in vaccine, cancer biology, renewable energy, etc. And this event is financially supported by Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India. So INEAS is participating also with the same office for obtaining suggestions and inputs to formulate a policy document for an initiative from PSA office on empowering young scientists. Now I would like to say that INEAS inspires, intends, and indulges itself to work for contemporary national interest in the field of science and technology in this era of intensive human resource utilization and skill-oriented stipulation. INEAS aims to promote industry academia engagement in the field of education and work locally for establishing the ideology of Atmanirbhar Bharat that was given by our Prime Minister. INEAS aspires to engage itself in interdisciplinary and intergenerational scientific dialogue for molding the young researchers in the field of interdisciplinary science. introducing and focusing on skill development by organizing various workshops for assessments as well as outreach for rural area students to contribute back to our society. We aspire to contribute in national building by following the 3 Ps, again, the pioneering, propagating, and promoting science. One of the major objectives of INEAS is to bring upon major issues and status of challenges faced by young scientific force of the country and put forward their voice in front of the academies and higher authorities. In this direction, INEAS also floated 3 national surveys covering postdocs, school teachers, and underutilized workforce in India. So with this, I extend my heartiest gratitude to all who have supported INEAS activities. And I also wish that we all should have more collaboration between young academies of different countries, learn from each other, and work together to make a positive change in the society. So with this, I once again thank organizers for giving me this opportunity. And thank you all for listening and having patience. Thank you very much.